Forget what I said about it being a mild winter. It is freezing cold. It's officially the coldest day of the winter right now. It's 9 degrees out, which is a little colder than what it was in Guilin when I was there a couple months ago. Add to that a little bit of a mist and a breeze. It's cold, riding, and there are no heaters in southern China. Everything, because it's hot in the summertime, so every place has air conditioning, but they don't have heaters. Just like in the north, they don't have air conditioning. Every place has heaters, so it's freezing cold everywhere inside. You can go into the malls, you can go into restaurants, in your own apartment. I got a little space heater that helps me out, but man, it is freezing. Now, riding my bike to work is even worse. I have to put this up, you know, I look like a bank robber, you know, just to stay warm. Ooh, it's freezing. It's fun though. It's part of the adventure.
你好，我们那个这个沙条蛋还有芝麻酱是另外赠送的。如果
Friday night, which means it's opening movie night. And tonight here in China, it's Assassin's Creed. They also have Resident Evil, but I'm not into the Resident Evil movies all that much. But Assassin's Creed, whoop, tripped over myself. Assassin's Creed looks pretty cool, I think. I'm a fan of Michael Fassbender. I think he's a great actor. I know that this movie came out in the States a few weeks ago and got terrible reviews. But I think it's going to make a lot of money here in China. They love video game movies here. That World of Warcraft movie that came out here was super popular. I think it made the majority of its money here, so Blizzard Entertainment really cleaned up. I have something wrong with my eye. It kind of feels like pink eye, but it's not. It's just a little dry. There's all kinds of things. I'm just getting older. Like my left shoulder, I have what they call cold shoulder, or some people call it old man shoulder, and they say it's going to take 2 years for it to go away. So I've been I'm not going to wait 2 years, so I've been rehabbing it. I've been trying to do a lot of yoga and a lot of hydrotherapy and just rubbing it out, trying to and it seems like it's getting a little better, but I still can't lift weights or anything, unfortunately. This mall is starting to get a little bit better. That's a nightclub that kind of opened up there. They serve coffee and a few cocktails. I'm told it's kind of lame, very kind of Americana, mostly kind of the theme, right? And then down here I got a few more stores that have opened, and then if you come over to this side, it is completely empty. The mall is finished. There's a yoga studio here a couple of my students go to, and I'm told it's pretty decent. But there's a little food court down at the bottom, and then this condo tower is completely empty. Over there is a little hotel that's completely empty, and of course you've got 4 or 5 stories that wrap around that are all empty. And this small town with a mall this big, I don't think they'll ever fill it. Not ever. Even all the high-rise developments that they've got around here that they're building, they're selling, but nobody's moving in. So it's not quite a ghost town. And maybe in about 10-15 years it might be, but everything is built way over capacity, it feels. So I'm at the entrance to the IMAX. This theater is only 1 year old. And you can see there's a lot of problems here and there. Stains on the carpet, fit and finish. It's not that great. When you come into the theater, it's your typical IMAX screen. So the theaters outside of the actual screening room itself are never really 100%. Inside the theater is much, much nicer. The reason being they have to keep to a certain standard in order to be called an IMAX. Now, I don't know why that movie got such bad reviews. I thought it was great. That was cool. Fassbender was cool in it. Jeremy Irons kind of always plays that dickish English character. Uh, going all the way back to Lion King and Scar, you know. But I thought he was cool in it too. Um, Now, I never played the video games, so I don't know exactly the history of Assassin's Creed, and I know a lot of gamers were very upset by this because it's a movie based on a video game. But going into it with naked eyes, I was like, this is a cool premise. A modern-day guy has bloodlines going back to some assassins kind of family, all the way back to 1492 and the Spanish Inquisitions in Spain. Now, that is one thing, though. I thought the premise was cool and how they had the technology to relive those events and everything. I wish I had more of the Inquisition, more of the of Spain, and all the action that was going on there. A lot of the movie does take place in modern day, but again, I thought because the premise was cool, that didn't bother me. Now, I understand the video game might take place more in the past, but anyways, go check it out. I thought it was awesome. Don't see it in a Chinese movie theater. There are a few things I like better than a Friday night opening, and tonight was Friday night opening here in China. And saw it on the IMAX, which was cool. But here in China, I love seeing it with a good crowd on a Friday night because most of the people who come out on a Friday night are ones that enjoy movies as much as I do. And sitting next to me was a young child and his father, and the child was talking the whole time. He was excited, whoa, and everything. That's kind of cool. But I don't mind a kid, being excited in a movie and saying, whoa, that was neat. I think that's an awesome thing. But because the movie's in English and they had Chinese characters underneath, the father was reading the Chinese throughout the whole movie to the kid, so the kid knew what was going on. That's a bummer. So I actually, I didn't want to disturb them because I understand. So I got up and I moved to another part of the theater, which was a little less crowded. But the people behind me started breaking out candies with loud rappers, and that sound is a constant bother here. And unfortunately, there was a couple behind me that just was, slapping their lips. And I had to move again. So I moved 3 times in the movie just to find a quiet spot, even if the viewing angle wasn't that great. So when you go see a movie here in China, the best times are to go during a matinee when there's less people. It's unfortunate, but it is true.